Ciao ragazzi, eccoci stasera con una nuova chiacchierata per fare la conoscenza con un altro dei protagonisti della prossima Red Bull XAlps 2025. Attesissima 12ª edizione della più appassionante gara di Hike and Fly al mondo. Quest'anno FIVL con i suoi canali e con il sottoscritto è stata invitata formalmente e accreditata come media press nella competizione. Quindi saremo presenti nei giorni preparatori allo start, durante la gara e poi durante lo svolgimento saremo di nuovo live con i teams, i piloti, gli organizzatori che man mano avranno modo di collegarsi con noi. Ok, siamo pronti? Questa sera non indugiamo oltre, siamo pronti per parlare con... Ok ragazzi, un'altra bellissima intervista che ci aspetta. Abbiamo con noi questa sera Massimiliano Travaglini e Arne di SKYWALK, il titolare appunto di SKYWALK, direttamente dagli uffici in Germania. Quindi iniziamo subito a dargli il benvenuto. Benvenuto Massimiliano.
Grazie, buonasera a tutti.
Grazie and welcome Arne to our channel. So we are very, very honored and lucky to have you here tonight. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Also welcome to have a nice talk to you.
Thank you. So the XAlps is here. You are for sure one of the main sponsor of the race, and you have a lot of pilots flying SKYWALK into the race. So first of all, can you give us a small, let's say, overview of the company and what you are involved and how you are involved into the XAlps 2025?
Yeah, I mean, about the company, I think just that you know, from a historical side, we started the company in 2001, and we started with Fly Surfer, with kites and SKYWALK. So altogether we were 3 brands, and so it was always the goal that we have a company who is not dependent only on one market. And I think even Massimiliano, he was our first distributor. So
Yes.
we met each other at Dubai Cup like 25 years ago now. And for us, I think the part which is very important for us is always the passion, because this is where all this is coming from. And this is also a bit the part why we are at XAlps, because we are all still pilots. I fly a lot, and all these points are important for us, that we know why we do what we do. And this is really this is the motivation for all, even for the designers, for everybody of us. They test fly a lot by themselves. They are not just sitting on the computer and doing stuff. So they all do the passion. And also all over the brands. So like Stefan, who is the main designer in the paragliding department, he's kiting a lot. And Benny, who made the Olympic kite for Fly Surfer, he was flying a lot. So, and he's still flying a lot, and he started also Flare. And so it's always the passion which is pushing us forward.
Sure.
And also at XAlps, we are sponsored since, I think it's since 2015 now. And it was always together at the same time with Saleva. And there started a long cooperation and a long friendship. So I know Stefan Reiner very good, and we had the idea how we can get people into the market, people who are in the mountains already outside, and how we can transport this. That people are interested in hike and fly or in flying, and for sure it's what happened in the last years, and everybody can see that it's growing. And Red Bull XAlps was one of the opportunities where we have also a long time relationship that people get to know that paragliding is not only for people who are crazy. It's really something which is predictable. You can do it even as a father of children. It's not something completely crazy, but this is how to communicate and to explain. And for sure, with this event, it shows also how much is possible with the paraglider. And for sure, it's the mixture of sport and like running or being in the mountains and flying. And this shows just what is possible nowadays. And this is the reason why we are there, and what is for us the motivation always to go on. And everybody sees that hike and fly is getting stronger and stronger. And this is at the moment, I would say, the competition which shows what is possible. But for sure, it's also important that just not only athletes, also just normal people can do paragliding, and they like going up. And it must not always be just the limit. It's just the adventure. You just do the adventure at home. You just don't need to do something, travel a lot. If you are quite near, you don't need always cable cars or the car. You just take your small equipment, take your small glider, and you can just go flying. And this is kind of miracle.
This is really the heart of hike and flying, absolutely. So, talking about innovation, we have seen rucksacks going down from 14, 15 kilograms to now maybe 7 or even sometimes even less than that.
Yeah.
So there is a very big improvement in technology. And so what do you see for the next race, the biggest improvement? Somebody talks about harnesses or wings. What do you believe?
I think it's the perfect match of the whole equipment. It's not only one glider or one harness or something which makes it. For sure, I would say for us it was always important that you have a very, very good glider which is really performant, but it must be also very light. So it must have a small package. You must be able to run with it. You must be able to walk. You have just 6.5 kilo as a whole equipment for a really performant equipment. You have the harness which needs to fit. We developed the Première for this some years ago, and it's like with this you have a high safetiness, but you have a small packing. You have the rescue, you have the rucksack, everything is prepared, and for sure it must fit to the athletes, to the weight of the athletes, which is perfect exactly for this. And I mean, the wing must also, I would say, be able to fly in really, really rough conditions. So this is one goal. So one part is for sure a lot of performance, but if you cannot get this performance in really rough conditions, and if you don't feel comfortable, then you will not win this race. So it's not the last 0.1 glide ratio, but maybe it's even the better climbing, which is necessary, because if you fly at the end 20 minutes longer, then you are further than something else. And so it's the compromise of all together, and this is where for sure the limits are pushed. And if we look to our equipment, we are more than happy with the XAlps 6. We have a range XAlps athlete version, which is now really the product which we also sell for people who want to do hike and fly races. But and we have light harness, light rescues, and rucksack, which perfectly fits to all. And for sure, it's pushing the innovation in this direction.
Right. And let me ask you something. Do you customize the wings for the pilots. I mean, you have I don't know how many pilots are flying SKYWALK during the race, but I believe quite a lot. Do you customize the wing for let's say the way they prefer it, or you have a standard wing and for sure according to the size the pilot use that one as it is?
No, I mean, one part is for sure that Stefan Krupa, who is responsible for this, he was participating at XAlps some years ago already. So we get to know him when he started to participate, and that's when he started also after that to work with us. So he knows, and he's also a PWC pilot, or was this for a long time, and so he knows exactly the difference, what is needed for the XAlps race and some other kind of races. But for sure, the wing has to fit exactly to the pilots, and we are working close with Paul, who is not there anymore for the XAlps, but he participated like 7 times or even more. But Tommy and Simon, who are in Austria, our brand faces, and they have a school, and they are participating since more than, even more than 3 times now. I think for Thomas, it's the 3rd time now. For Simon, it's the 4th or the 5th time. And for sure, we work close with them, and we know exactly, even from the last time, what they prefer. But for this year, it was clear we need to keep a very good handling in for all these kind of conditions, because the XAlps 5 was already really, really liked from a lot of the pilots. But to find the best compromise between the weight and the performance is just the trick. And for sure, you have the wing, which is really made exactly for the weight range of each pilot. So we decided to, for the XAlps 6, we decided to make 3 sizes in 75, 85, 95. Even if we don't have a 75 pilot at the moment for the race, but 85 and 95 was clear it will be needed from Simon, from Tim, from Tommy, and some are in 85 and some are perfectly in 95 size. So this is done, and the feedback is there from the wing before, because they flew it in all kind of conditions, and we know what we have to do, and they are training already since a few weeks with it, and they are so extremely happy with it that we are really looking forward how much performance we still could gain in this new product.
New product, I see. Arne, let me ask one question to Massimiliano. Massimiliano, we have seen in the recent years so many pilots going toward very light wings and harnesses and rescue and so on. How do you believe the Italian pilots have been, let's say, affected by races like the XAlp, or also the Dolomiti Superfly, the Prealpi Tour, and so on? It's a trend in Italy also?
Yeah, it's also a trend, of course. Even more, every year, more pilots are attracted by I Can Fly, so it's really interesting for us to have, as a SKYWALK distributor, to have the right products for so many pilots that want to have the light glider, the light gears to climb up the mountains and fly. And yes, of course, it's always, even in the schools. Now I see finally, even in Italy, that some schools are approaching the basic course with the I Can Fly course, so people can start directly climbing and flying down. So it's really a big trend. I see there is a lot of interest, and I see this positively, because is attracting a lot of people, much more people than in the past, because the classic XC flights is a little bit stressful, and only a little part of the pilots can do this. But I Can Fly is for everybody, and it's a real adventure. Every time people can enjoy, even in the near their home, they can have an adventure climbing up a mountain and flying down. So it's a perfect way to read the paragliding passion at the moment, I see.
Yeah, absolutely. It's true. Yeah, what we say always that if you are going up by car and you don't fly, or you just do a 10 minutes flight, you are not happy. But if you walk up and you just have a 10 minutes fly down, you are still happy anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
It's true.
Absolutely.
And,
So, Arne,
and I think also it's interesting from where this sport is coming and what are the different products are available now. Like for trail runner, they take a single skin pace, and then you can go to Spirit depending on what you want to do. And a lot of people just start in the school already with the Masala, just the lightweight A, and you get so much wing for the beginner now that you have all kind of possibilities to make sport and to do exactly what you want. And even some cross-country flights, you have to hike up if you want to start at 8:30 or 9 the cross-country flight to make a really, really big flight. So for sure it makes no fun to go with 15 kilos up or 20.
sure, absolutely. Absolutely. Arne, what do you think about the route this year? They made it too long, too difficult, or this kind of pilots will be again at the finish line with a big smile?
I think it will be for sure. Every year we say maybe the route is too long, and last year it was really, really long for sure. But last year it was a really special time that they nearly could fly all the time. So wherever they were, they could make a lot of flight kilometers. And this is something I don't think this is happening so much. So in that case, I guess the route can be hard. It's for sure interesting to have a kind of aid to start in Kitzbühel, to land in Zell am See, but to be 2 times in St. Moritz. For sure, it's interesting if you are in St. Moritz that you wait till the field is through, and then I guess when the last athlete is through already in St. Moritz, the first are coming already from the other
Already
side.
back, yeah.
I think this is quite interesting. But if really the route will be fulfilled or not, if there is shit weather, it may be also possible that it's not working. But this is why it's exciting.
Yes.
We will see. We will all see.
Absolutely. So, Arne, we see a lot of evolution year after year, and then we say, okay, this wing is perfect, nothing more can happen, and then something new happens again. So, are you at SKYWALK using also AI to improve the design of the wings, to make maybe some test without needing to really cut the wing and sew it, but you try to test it with AI, with the intelligence, artificial intelligence?
And there was a miscommunication now because my internet connection maybe was not good enough. But
Right? No, I was
didn't
telling.
get correct.
Yeah, there is a big evolution in technology. Every time we say, okay, this wing is perfect, and then next year something better comes out. Are you in SKYWALK using also AI, so artificial intelligence, to make developments, design, to test how the wing can be?
I mean, for sure, in all kind of things, AI is coming. But I mean, for sure, paragliding is an emotional sport, and you need the handwriting of the the designer, and I think AI will just be possible in kind of CFD. But even there, that CFD is really important, and we also push more and more into this part, but it's not all. And I think there is still always this kind of, sometimes you can't even say, even from down, if you look at the wing in the extreme flight maneuvers, you think all is fine, but there is just a feeling of flying which doesn't give you the perfect feeling in the air. And this is something which is not easy to describe and to say this is the reason. Sometimes it's just a feeling you have as a good pilot, if this will fit for the target group or not. And this, I think this will be hard to be able to done by AI or something like this. I think for sure we will all learn like usually, but there is still a lot to improve. I mean, the conditions get harder and harder. We get, because of climate change, we get more and more windy and strong conditions.
Yes.
And I think this is something we have to take care, and this is what we also already do. We take care of in which conditions which pilot is flying and how he feel comfortable, and on the other hand also to still give to make the wing not so how do I say, so stiff that the pilot doesn't feel what's going on in the air. So on one hand, I think the safetiness is also coming if the pilot knows, okay, it's turbulent conditions, because then he realizes what he's doing, in which kind of conditions he's flying, and then he will know maybe it's better for me to land. If you have wings which are, I would say, like an airplane, and you don't know what's going on, and then there is suddenly coming a collapse, you just don't feel good.
Right.
And you don't know why this is coming. And the active piloting is still something which is needed, even in future, as long as we have not an airplane, as long as we want still to pack the glider and not be going back to hang gliding, then we will have to handle the collapse. And if you need to handle the collapse, you need to know when it's coming. And if you have this try to be dumped out of the wing, the pilot, yes, will fly in strong conditions, but doesn't even know it's so strong. And this is something in my eyes, there should be a kind of limit of, yes, it must be comfortable in all strong conditions, but the pilot should still need to know, okay, maybe it would be better. I'm going my limit. And
Yes.
I think this is important to know.
Yeah, because what we always say is that in paragliding, there is no limit. It's only your limit. I mean, for every pilot is different, even with the same wing, same wind, but everybody has a different feeling. Absolutely.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
Arne, during the preparation, the selection of the pilots, we see a lot of names in and out of this 2025 edition. I believe there are so many good pilots, all of them. Which one, in your opinion, is the one to look at, the one to stay behind it?
It's not possible to say. I mean, for sure, everybody expecting that Kriegel is winning. I mean, the pressure is high on him. He knows this pressure, and but look at Maxime, look at Damien, look at Tommy, look at Simon, look at Tim Alongi, who made an incredible race in the first time. There are so many good pilots, and it's so narrow. I mean, like 10, 15 years ago, the gap between the first and the second and the third was already big, but now they come after 1,200 kilometer in the race within 1, 2, 3 hours sometimes,
Yeah,
which is
unbelievable.
crazy on something like this.
Yeah.
it's just not clear what is. I don't know who to say who can be the best, but I know that Tommy, he's really young. He's the third time there. He's one of the best pilots I know. He's really fit. Simon is always performing. He flies incredible routes. It's a miracle how he's doing this, because they still have schools, they work, and not training all the time, so they still have a normal job. For sure, there are so many good pilots, and I mean Marcus is there, who was participating last time after an accident, really good. I mean, they are all on such a high level, which is crazy. And yeah, I'm happy we are having Tim. We are having our Spanish guy new in the team. So it's really interesting. I'm curious, but I'm looking forward to hopefully a podest place as usually. And yeah, I don't give any bets at the moment.
Right.
I keep for myself. I do it internally, and then we bet.
Yeah, absolutely. And you, Massimiliano, who are you following special?
So as a SKYWALK part of the SKYWALK team, of course, I know very well the guys that are competing with SKYWALK. So for sure, Simon, Tommy, Tim, and all the rest. But I will also take an eye on some Italians, because this year we have Aaron. This is always strong. And Davide Sassudelli is first time, but we see how it will go. And Nicola Donini, of course, Tobias Grossrubacher. This is also Italian good pilot, and so it's a lot of fun. It's really hard to say what will happen. Of course, everybody is curious to see if Kriegel can do it again. But as Arne said, it's so much pressure and not easy.
Yes,
this is the way. This is why it's so interesting and exciting, this race.
Right, absolutely. Okay, so Arne, thanks very much for this interview. Me and Massimiliano, we were talking just a few minutes before the start. We will be both in Kitzbühel to see the start. I hope to see you there also too. And
for sure.
So 2 years ago, it was really one of the best days of my life. Really, it was so nice to be there at the starting point and at the first takeoff, looking at the sky with so many wings all over our head. It was really something special. So we look forward to be there also this year.
Okay, perfect. Thanks a lot. And yeah, we see there.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Thanks a lot also to Massimiliano for organizing this meeting tonight. And so, see you in Kitzbühel.
Ci vediamo a Kitzbühel.
Okay,
Buonanotte.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao,
Ciao.
grazie. Bye.
Bye bye.